Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be talking about Overwatch League Week 17 matches results. This tournament has become a lot crazier and a lot more weird. So obviously let's have a look at next week's matches first before we get into this week's matches, just to have a little quick glance. I think the Charger Hunters one, that'll be really good, obviously depending on the points. Because that'll be really entertaining to watch. I think Eternal and NYXL, that might be really good. Rain and Gladiators. I think Rain might be in the bubble for being eliminated, but I think so. I'm not too sure though. But that'll be a big match. Shark versus Fuel, that might be pretty good. Other ones maybe. Seoul versus Shanghai, that is definitely going to be a banging match. Obviously, these two are actually currently undefeated as of right now. So, obviously, one of them will probably... Well, I mean, one of them will lose in this match. I think Fusion Spark, that might be also really good. I think that's at the battle for the top seed. I mean, like, I think that's 4th place or 5th... yeah, 5th place I think they're battling for. Justin Outlaws, that might be really good. And that's really all. That's really all I can really say. So let's have a look at this week's matches. And week 17, this is week 17. This is what it looks like. So the first one, we got the Chengdu Hunters versus the Hangzhou Spark. And I don't know what the hell the Hunters have found, but they have found a lot of momentum now. And now they're just winning everything. So they 3-1 the Spark. Leave got MVP. Pretty convincing win for the Chengdu Hunters. And a very convincing win for the Seoul Dynasty. A 3-0 victory from them. Stalker got MVP. The Valiant are still trying this thing of having Diaz, tank, assassin, and support. Very weird. I don't understand that. But I guess it kind of works. The London Spitfire versus the Atlanta Rain. And it was the Atlanta Rain winning that match against the Spitfire. Hawk got MVP. Pretty convincing win after Nepal for the Rain. NYXL versus the Shock. Is anyone really surprised? Is anyone really surprised that the Shock won this? No. No one is. One surprising thing is that Proper didn't actually get MVP. It was actually Kaluge. So that's a bit of an interesting thing there. And yeah, I mean, the Shock continues their dominance. The Vancouver Titans versus the Washington Justice and King. He has been on fire lately. He's been popping off in all these matches that the Titans have actually won. I think picking up King was definitely a good idea by the Titans, and it's paying off of them massively. They're looking pretty good. They're currently looking pretty good to actually advance to the Summer Showdown tournament, which is where the West region will be at Toronto for that weekend. So that'll be very, very exciting, and hopefully we get to see the Vancouver Titans along with the Toronto Fine, which they have actually advanced. The Toronto Fine will be at Toronto. Hopefully, the Vancouver Titans will also be at Toronto on land, because I bet there's going to be a lot of Vancouver Titans fans going over there. Next up is in the East region, a very easy 3-0 victory for the Seoul Dynasty against the Guangzhou Charge. No surprises there. Fitz got MVP. 3-1 victory though for the Hangzhou Spark against the LA Valiant. Now I think, I think by this time the Spark and Valiant were haven't gotten a win until now. When the Spark got the win, Shy got MVP. Valiant had been struggling a lot now with this new meta. Shanghai Dragons versus the Philadelphia Fusion. I really thought this was actually going to be a good match. I mean, kind of was. But still pretty convincing win for them. Lip got MVP. Now we move over to the West region. It was a 3-0 victory for the Toronto Defiant against the Boston Uprising. I don't know what the hell the Defiant founded. It was probably also maybe because I'm going to put a little conspiracy theory, because you know Toronto is hosting the weekend for the West region. I think Overwatch might give them a little boost. I don't know how. Maybe just a little performance boost for for Toronto. I mean, it's mainly obviously because they want to play in front of their home crowd, so that obviously that makes a lot of sense. I'm just throwing out conspiracies, really. But very easy win for the Defiant. I think Jones really actually fits how Toronto plays, and although it did get MVP. The LA Gladiators have finally got their first win of the season. Well, not the season, but like just in this tournament qualifiers, I should say. They have finally got their first win, which was against the Paris Eternal. Is anyone really surprised about that? No. Very easy 3-0 victory for them, and Kev still got MVP. However, a surprising, very easy 3-0 victory for the Houston Outlaws against the Vancouver Titans. Now, the Outlaws, I think they've been struggling. They lost against the Spitfire. They struggled against the NYXL somehow, and it was a very close victory for them against the Gladiators. However, this was the only match as of right now which has been very convincing for the Outlaws side. Pelican got MVP, and there's been also some roster changes as well involving the Outlaws, which I'll get to that at the very end. Next up, we got the Guangzhou Charge versus the Philadelphia Fusion. Now, this was a reverse sweep. A reverse sweep for the Guangzhou Charge against the Philadelphia Fusion. I don't know what the hell, I mean, I don't know what happened to the Fusion, I'll be honest. I mean, they were the best team at the very beginning in the East region, and then they just fell off. And they've got this so bad that they got reverse swept by the Guangzhou Charge. Now, obviously, no disrespect to the Charge. They aren't really the greatest team, I just want to say. But very disappointing result for the Fusion. And Jimmy, who has returned back to the Overwatch League after being with the Chengdu Hunters for a bit, he got MVP for the team. A very convincing 3-0 victory for the Shanghai Dragons against the Chengdu Hunters, and Who Are You got MVP. For the last matches of the week, which obviously ended with the West region, I just realized that my sourcing was on Wikipedia. I apologize for that, but that's fine. I'll still continue. It was crazy, a very crazy last week for the West region, and it was the Washington Justice being out the London Spitfire in a 3-2 fashion. Decay got MVP. So at least that kind of works out for them after losing to the Vancouver Titans in a very close fashion, though. Either way, it was very, very close, but still, I guess, kind of lose out for that. Next up, the Houston Outlaws versus the Atlanta Reign. Now, I think this might be the first time that the Houston Outlaws and the Atlanta Reign have versed each other this season. I might be wrong, actually. But it was the Atlanta Reign winning that match. It was the Houston Outlaws, winning that match against the Reign. 3-2. Victory. Dante got MVP. Pretty good victory for the Outlaws. And then finally, the Dallas Fuel versus the Florida Mayhem. This was actually the only time where they actually played in this week. It was Hanbin and the Dallas Fuel winning that match, and Hanbin gaining MVP. So let's have a look at the standings, and this is what the standings looks like. So currently, the top 4 being the SF Shock, the Dallas Fuel, Toronto Defiant, and the Washington Justice. They've all advanced to Toronto, while the Boston Uprising and the Paris Eternal are eliminated. Currently still in are the Vancouver Titans, the Houston Outlaws, the London Spitfire, and the Atlanta Reign. Currently out, and who are looking to advance, are the LA Gladiators, the Florida Mayhem, and the NYXL. So that's why that match between the Reign and the Gladiators will be a very interesting one. Will be one very interesting and two very intriguing to watch. For the East region, that will be online, so Summer Showdown will be online. The Seoul Dynasty and the Shanghai Dragons have advanced. The Chengdu Hunters and the Guangzhou Charge have currently still holding the 2 spots remaining. Behind them, the Philadelphia Fusion, the Hangzhou Spark, and the LA Valiant are currently in the last place without a win. Let's have a look at the roster changes between the 2 weeks. And these are the roster changes. So the first one we'll start off with is Spillo. He has left the London Spitfire, so he is not in the Overwatch League anymore. I think he might be coming back pretty soon though. Next up is a trade between the Seoul Dynasty and the Houston Outlaws. So the Houston Outlaws have traded Iris to go to the Seoul Dynasty, while Creative has basically been vice versa. The Seoul Dynasty have traded creative to the Houston Outlaws. Next up, we got Artist. He has joined the NYXO as a coach. I don't know what team this is. He was formerly from SLT. I don't know who popular teams. Oh, Slime. So I guess like the team is mainly known for being having Slime in the lineup. Other than that, I don't really know who else was in this. I guess it's mainly like pretty like unknown players. But I guess like the only notable one in this team is Slime. And no one from the coach itself as well. So yeah. So that's yeah, so that's Artist for you. He has now become a senior advisor for the Washington Justice. Justin, who used to be the general manager for the Vancouver Titans, has left the team. Speedily, after finally coming of age of 18, he is now free to play on the Reign. While Barroy, I think that's how you say his name, has left the Boston Uprising as an assistant coach and has joined the Vancouver Titans as a general manager. So it's mainly behind the scenes stuff that's been happening. Not a lot of player transfers. I mean, the only ones was Crave and Ira. Speedily, he just joined the Reign because he was finally 18 years old. Other than that, that's really all the changes for between the 2 weeks. But I feel like maybe a tiny bit more maybe coming to the playoffs. Maybe not. Probably. I don't think so. But obviously, we shall see. So just a reminder that these are the next matches for week 18 for the Overwatch League. And that's really about it. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys all next time in the next one. Goodbye.